How's it going, guys? I am Matthias, and welcome to another Reading Your Comments, where I read your comments. Today, I'm gonna be reading some of your scariest moments, but for next episode, the question of the day is, what is the best prank you've ever pulled? Whether it went awesomely well or horribly wrong, I wanna know down in the comments below. And remember to stay to the very end to hear my scariest story, but until then, we're gonna read yours. The scariest moment ever was when I was 7. Me and my mom were hanging out at the lake and we saw a lot of ducks and we fed some ducks and we were fishing. We were going back to the car and we look back and see hundreds of ducks and geese chasing us. So me and my mom were running away from them and hopped into the car so they would not get us. What were you feeding them? They must have really been hungry. This is a long one. Every summer where we live, there is a summer camp, and every year we go to an amusement park. There was an awesome ride called Zoomerang, but when the ride was on the backwards loop-de-loop, the emergency brakes kicked in for no reason. It slowed us almost to a halt upside down. Then my harness unbuckled. There were handles that I held onto so I didn't die, but I was about to. Then it continued on and my harness buckled again. Oh, and the way they said sorry, they gave me a pass to go to the front of the line, even the fast pass users. What? How's that a thank you? They're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I got off of that alive. We are so sorry for this. You know what, to apologize, we're going to give you a fast pass to go on the ride again. Okay. My scariest moment was when I was sleeping. I had a dream I was next to a cliff and someone pushed me off, and then I woke up and fell off my bed. You actually fell off your bed. I typically have that same dream, but my head's just hanging off the bed, so when I wake up, it's like prolonged terror because I never actually hit the floor. One day I was thinking about Five Nights at Freddy's for some odd reason, and the lights were off in my house. I heard footsteps in the kitchen, and being the paranoid teen that I am, I ran into the kitchen whispering, "I know there, Freddy, I see your dead soul." Turns out it was just my hamster on our wheel being obnoxiously loud. This was both scary and stupid. Maybe just stupid. My scariest moment is the first time I looked at my face. JK. Another scary moment I had was also camping. I was riding a bike down a rocky, steep hill. The brakes weren't working because of how steep the hill was. I couldn't stop and crashed on a thorn bush. I was playing with my friends in the woods behind my house and I accidentally found a yellow jacket nest. Ugh. The next moments were pain and screaming. They followed me into my house and bedroom until my aunt managed to kill them and get them off of me and out of my hair. My bedroom was quarantined for a week and I still have a body of one of them in my windowsill. What are you keeping it for? Sentimental reasons? When I was camping, I was swimming in a river and I saw a grizzly bear on the other side. Oh, I yelled at it and it ran into the river. I yelled. What? Why would you yell at it? I ran and yelled and screamed like a little girl, both embarrassing and funny and scary. So you saw one of the most ferocious creatures in the known world, Earth, and you were like, oh, look at that brown bear. Hey, what's up, brown bear? You look fat. When my parents drive up and I still haven't done the dishes. Yeah, this is like every day. When I was eating peanut butter from the jar, and the peanut butter got stuck in my throat and I began choking. I was swallowing and swallowing, trying to wash it down, yet it still wouldn't. I had the most painful cough and literally barfed it out. I could finally breathe easily. You sound like my old dog. My scariest moment was when I was trying to kill a spider. It ran to the wall and went through this tiny hole. Being normal, I tried to put a toothpick in the hole. It was a nest. Walking in on my parents taking a shower together and walking out making sure they didn't find out. Oh, no. Oh, could you imagine? The fact that they didn't know that you were in there and then you tried to sneak out. Props to you for not just screaming and gouging out your eyes immediately. I couldn't have been any braver than you. My sister was driving her car and she had a few friends with her. Her friend asked, "Hey Ashton, we have a Ouija board. Want to try it out with us?" My sister actually has a brain, so she refused. And of course her friends played it while my sister was driving the car. They asked the bored, dumb questions, then suddenly a huge fog started to form and my sister stopped the car because she couldn't see a thing. Then suddenly a hand slammed onto the window shield and dragged down and disappeared. What? I was at a gas station with my mom and she went in and I stayed in the car, but about a minute after she left, an old man got in the driver's seat and tried to drive. I asked him what he was doing and then he proceeded to kick me out of my own car and we had to get a manager and we were there for an hour. It was awful.
Hey, how's it going, kitty? Let's get out of here.
What are you doing? Get out!
This is my car. You get out.
Matthias, one time I was in Syria and I went with my cousin to our apartment to play a card game, so my brother and older cousin put masks over their face and brought knives. They walked in and one of them grabbed my cousin and put a knife to his neck. I was petrified, but then they started laughing and took off the masks. No one was hurt and I was extremely mad. That is super, super, super dangerous to play with real things and threaten people because, I mean, if it were me and someone threatened Amanda with a knife, they would probably be dead pretty darn quickly. How would I know? I would just kill him so fast. These guns are not as big as they should be, but I could do it. I thought I was playing hide and seek with my mom and sister, so I had to think of where to hide. With my 6-year-old mind, I thought of the perfect place. I hid in a clothes dryer. I was in there for an hour and was screaming for them to let me out the whole time. One day I was on my bed playing violin. I was facing my window with my music stand in front of me. I saw something outside my window and I looked up. I screamed because I thought some psycho was watching me, but it was actually just my cat. My best friend chased me around her house with a knife. It was terrifying. When me and my friends thought it would be a good idea to try and get me to sit in a locker, I was the smallest one there, and as a joke, my friend locked it. We all started freaking out and they left to get help. I was alone, and about 40 minutes later, a police officer opened the locker to find a crying mess. That is pretty scary. Depending on your age. No, not depending on your age, I'd be crying. At Yosemite, we were playing in the snow on a hill directly over the valley and I slid down and I was on the very edge over the cliff. When I was rock climbing with my brother and his boyfriend, it was a scary experience by itself, but I really have short legs and I couldn't get my foot onto a hole and slipped, and the only thing that was keeping me from death was my brother and his boyfriend's hips and the rope that was connecting us. I made it out alive, obviously, but never again. Maybe I'll go skydiving instead with my uncle. I would stay away from extreme sports forever with that luck. When I was at the beach and I was running like crazy from a seagull and I looked up and it pooped on my face. When I got home, it took 20 minutes to scrape off. Bro, why'd you let it dry? When a dude started following me, trying to hold my hand, and he was saying I was his daughter to others so they didn't have to worry. Oh, I later found out it was my crush's father who wanted me to talk to his son. Oh my goodness. That was like so close to being super creepy. Okay, this one is an FML, but it's funny anyways. When I was walking off to school and then I kissed my teacher because she looked like my mom. Awkward! When I was watching Slender, then my brother put his hand on my shoulder. I punched him in the face and broke his nose. When I was in the tunnels with my friends and they thought it would be funny if they ran off with the light and leave me stranded in the dark, then one of them ran at me screaming, holding something in their hand. I screamed like a little girl and ran out of the tunnels. Okay, where do you find these tunnels? I've never been in a tunnel. How does one find tunnels? Would have to be the day my mom gave me the talk. Do you know how babies are born? Yes. I'm gonna tell you how babies are born. No, okay, I already know. The first thing you have to do is... Stop talking! No, stop talking! All right, guys, now it's time for my scariest story. And to be perfectly honest with you, after reading all of yours, I'm not sure mine qualifies to be next to yours because some of yours were absolutely terrifying. But my scariest story was when a buddy of mine, I don't know if you guys know him, T-Spence, me, J-Fred, and T-Spence were like whittling, okay? We were camping, we were whittling, right? I don't know the big deal about whittling, but we were doing it. He kept shaving the stick with the knife towards his leg, and both me and J-Fred were like, dude, don't do that, dude. Don't do that towards your leg. And he was like, it's fine. And it stuck in his leg. The knife about this big was sticking straight out of his leg. And me and my brother just looked at it and we were like, T-Spence then tries a little bit to tug on it, but the back of it was serrated so he couldn't get it out of his leg. So he just got up and started running and screaming. We ran after him, like I don't even know what we were yelling, but we were yelling too because we were like, ah! And my brother yelled at him, just take it out, just take it out. So he grabs the knife and just yanks it out of his leg and it goes flying and almost hits my brother in the face. And he can no longer walk anymore. No, he can walk. I'm just kidding. His leg's fine. He has a scar there though and he doesn't like to talk about it. Remember, the question of the day is, what is the best or worst prank you have ever pulled? Leave it down in the comments below and I might read it for the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider supporting me on Patreon, where you can get videos like this, extended like Ask Matts, uncut challenges, this one. So check out my Patreon at patreon.com/Matthias. Or if you just want to watch more videos, check out these below. All right, high five.